Well, my happy dance is kind of like the Santa dance. Anyway. Yeah, that was more than you needed. Let's head on to the farm and let's get busy.
Just 2 weeks ago, pretty much every pasture we have looks like this. Now most of it looks like this. Oh, what a relief.
Well, good morning to you. We have got a list of things to get done for today. There's chicken wire on the back side of the lambing barn that we need to get down because that's going to make it easier to finish up the clean out on that last little section. Besides that, don't need it anymore. That whole back section at one time was a chicken pen, but it's not anymore. So it's time to get that all down, get it cleaned up and cleared out, just to make it easier to get in and out for lambing season, and also a better view for the cameras. I'll be having to work on the barn cameras and get those up and running. So we like to have those cameras so we don't have to make barn runs every 2 hours. We can check the cameras and see if we actually need to come down and see what's going on. And then also we've got to get the corral fixed because it is time for us to pull rams, because we're getting close to the point where if we don't get those rams pulled, we're going to wind up probably having babies on Christmas, which is not bad but not great, because like to have at least a day where we're if you understand what I'm saying. So I don't know what's been happening in that corral, but there's a lot of panels that have been torn down, a lot of wire that's been messed up. So we're going to have to get that fixed so we can get those rams pulled out with our second breeding group that they're in with now, and get them moved over to the corral. Before I can finish that up right, I'm going to have to get some longer staples to get over 2 panels and into that post, but hopefully that will help. It's times like this that my past habit of going above and beyond what was necessary to hold a fence or a panel or anything like that is starting to wear on me. I learned later on, around here we don't need to do anything like it's going to be permanent, because we're always redoing, remaking, rebuilding, expansion. So it's times like this that a chicken pen that's been here for 10 years gets to be a little bit of a headache. Because we built it to last 20. Mr. Spider likes the camera. Anyway, just had another little rain shower. It keeps that up. You hear that? It keeps that up. I might have to go out there and do a happy dance. If it keeps that up, I might have to go out there and do a happy dance. Oh yeah, now you're excited about what? Okay. Well, my happy dance is kind of like the Santa dance. Anyway, just a conversation to the livestock breeders out there, whether it's cows or sheep or goats or whatever it may be. Don't you hate it? Remember I told you earlier that we were going to be pulling the bucks? Excuse me. We were going to be pulling the bucks because it was time for them to come out as we do kind of a series breeding. But anyway, okay. And it's today's the day that they need to get pulled out. And I'm sitting here listening to these rams talk and discuss with several of the young ladies over here. And it's like, man, does it have to be that time already? Anyway, but I did get this project down, got that wire down. Gonna have a bit of a cleanup to do other than just carrying the wire out, and clean up some of these little wire nibs that are sticking off, because some of this is just the right height for some of the girls get poked in the eye or something like that. So we want to make sure that that's safe for them. So I'll be going back and trying to nip off all those little bitty pieces. That's going to be time consuming. That'll be a evening job after feeding most likely, because it'll take 3 or 4 days. But other than that, got this part done. Well, even though I was a bit disappointed with the way that the clean out turned out, we've still got things to do. So I'm going to go down right now, check the water tank, make sure the tractor tank, it should be just about full. Don't want it to get too full. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and before we move the boys to their new pen, because yeah, we're going to be pulling them tonight. So before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and grab a bale and get some hay in there for them, so we won't have to try to maneuver much around them. They'll be in there pretty close to 6 weeks before they go back into service again. Anyway, I was kind of trying to get back to better lighting, but the kind of a cloudy, dreary day, but not going to complain. We have had some beautiful rains. 1.25 inches last night, probably picked up another 1/4 inch or so today, 1/4 inch day before. Oh, the pastures are actually starting to green back up again, as you saw a little bit earlier on. So hopefully we'll be able to hang on through this and come out with a good result in that maybe even though fuel prices are still high, maybe hay won't be impossible this year. We're in kind of a situation where unfortunately we don't have the acreage to be able to do our own hay. So that is one of our biggest expenses every year. Don't get me wrong, feed is a big expense also, but the biggest expense we face every single year, just in one fell swoop, has got to be hay. We'll go through 225, 250 bales of hay, round bales, each season, and so it just it adds up. And not being able to produce our own hay puts us at the mercy of everyone else, and fuel prices and net wrap prices and transportation prices and prices and prices and prices. So we'll see how it works out, but hopefully with the grass recovering a little bit with the recent rains we've had, maybe there will be more hay available, which hopefully will mean it'll be available at a little bit better price.
Then we came home and found old Red Tag 116 was visiting our girls. We had to send him on home, which wasn't as easy as it sounded.